Either way, it's not something that's going to be easy to stomach. And I guess it really just comes down to the timing of it. You know, trying to break through that choke point. And that's the nature of split, right? You've got B Garage, you've got A main, and anyone who tries to push through. If Darian kind of does the same thing, and getting those sprays out, the toxic screen up from Scary, Ye, excuse me, it really just crumbles the entire push.
Wow, good call.
Because they got something in store for us coming here. As I mentioned, Blaze King does have his Thrash available, exactly that. So he's just using the Wingman first, you know, soften things up, get a bit of that contact on Mail, and now start doing things. Yay, he is so close from this contact. He realizes this, but that fault line is perfectly placed to catch him off. Thankfully enough, teammate Egoist does him a solid, I got you, Yay. You're perfectly fine with me.
Pings out the Thrasher Orb as well. And the rest of the squad is fully aware of what might happen next, but unfortunately the response not quite as good. Bleed, Egoist only able to pick up one.
Where did that TP come from? Or where did that TP go? Lightning Fast on top of the box, gets the trade, 2 versus 3. Russ gonna be planting down the spike. Benkai holding hell here for the moment as Crazy Guy creeps in ever so slowly. Did he see Benkai actually go around the corner? That's going to be a big one too if you think about it. As Durian not really given any form of contact here for now. There it is. 1 to 2. Dashing right in, but Durian is quick. Not quick enough to deal with the 2 players still from Egoist here. Was set for any kind of B main contact, but it all got bypassed because of their shot at step from Lightning Fast. So every kind of trap that they placed was very well ignored, thank you, by Global Esports.
Straight up. Now, same thing. We get mid control, we get some more options. CA trying to deny it with a Recon Phantom, trying to spray through, but nothing doing. Crazy Guy, though. Did he hear?
He probably did. But, like, who gets who first? That's the question on that rope contact, if ever there was any rope contact. Polvi straight up marching his way here on B Heaven. He's got a chance to peek this, but he's not going to do that just yet. He just charges through the smoke, and Polvi's, thank you very much. That...
I know exactly.
Yeah, okay. Neural Theft to combat that. 1-for-1 trade, though. Crazy Guy does find another. But with all of these Neural Theft activations, it could actually be turned ups in their heads, and Russ just backs away as they realize where they are. That's Global Esports running it all the way through the A site, but the counter Neural Theft does give all the information that Bleed needs to know.
Rotation's over. Darian with the rocket.
Hey,
Polvi!
That's why he got picked up, man. He gets those moments, and when you thought the big connection of ability is there to shut you down, he just raw talent, raw firepower. You know, he's the one with the showstopper. That's going to deny some pushes for a good chunk of seconds, which allows the rest of Global Esports to go the other way. They're going to try to clear Heaven. If they're not on Heaven, they're just going to drop down, help out Polvi here.
So there's always that extra assistance. All Polvi's got to do is to get that information for the team.
Enemy remaining. Last player
Spike's still out too. And all Russ has to do is hold, wait, and play. Spots out Scary, who was going to go for the full defuse.
Global players, you got Darian. They ascended from Ascension. And Crazy Guy says in the interview, like, we belong in Pacific. We want to prove that. Now in the elimination match, Global Esports says different.
Of course, there still is opportunity and chances. It's not like we're already at like 12 to 10 or something, but it is somewhat concerning again as how much Global has really garnered in these rounds.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the lead, but Polvi has been impressive. Now back into it again, looking for an execute onto the site, but look at how Bleed has to set up. Yes, it's that eco, so I don't know how much it can really do, but playing around the toxic screens, they got some of these stingers and frenzies.
It's a 5-stack on A, dude.
Yeah. But then also, like, look at Global. They're just ignoring it. Not going to push past main, maybe up ramps. I don't know if they'll go through screens.
Oh, I think they realize it too. I mean, even if they don't realize it, they have options to go elsewhere. And since they did leave Blaze King here on mid, they can always have an opportunity to pinch coming into that mid side, and now they're like, something's up.
Precisely. Nothing seen so far. Paranoid just for extra security. Now the site is completely clear.
What a read.
Stick the plant, why not? How can Bleed do damage on
10
the
seconds
retake?
left. Spike planted.
I mean, there's still 5 people, so
Look
if they catch someone holding an off-angle position here, can take
There.
away a weapon, or, you know, Bleed can just wait till the very last second, try to get some exit frags, and die to the spike. So I'm assuming they're going to go for the latter.
Oh man, then it's like both sides saving fully because Global Esports can run out mid, they can run out garage. Bleed just dies to the spike.
Probably that, right?
What an eventful round.
I mean, fair. You don't want to give any extra kills to
Yeah.
global players that have been heating up,
All
especially Blaze
points,
King, right?
You don't want to give him another
Yeah.
Thresher.
Exactly.
Russ sitting on the Rolling Thunder too.
But is it going to solid enough here on Split where he doesn't really have that much line of sight? Polvi, the double satchel catches Crazy Guy. This makes it significantly harder for Dorian to really get that contact, but it doesn't matter. He still shuts down Polvi.
Good
Thank you
shot
very
with
much.
the off. Can't really cross back now, and the intentions were kind of sussed out as well. Why else would Polvi be trying to run back down ramp? So that's why the rotations are coming over from Bleed. They're getting a good read on things. And as long as Scary gets the right amount of contact, as long as Benkai doesn't find too much on the A site, Bleed should be able to pick up this round. Of course, it's still really early on, though. Scary backs off, Darren back in his place. Global Esports might be able to, go out along with a Dizzy push.
And they do have the Rolling Thunder, right? So,
I don't know. Like, it makes sense, but
yeah, you don't want to use it willy-nilly, right? So you're
Yeah.
going to look for contact elsewhere. Benkai has always been that person that likes to do this, but, timing is good, actually.
Whoa.
Is that
30
going?
seconds
Question
left.
is that going to gravitate the rotation from Bleed and allow Global to actually start pushing into the ace to the B site?
oh, it does. And the Rolling Thunder. You're right, Asterai. Even though it's not maximum effect, it does do enough to push Darion away. But Scary from the top of heaven comes back in.
That nade is very far off from
Spike
Russ.
planted.
Durian might not even know that Lightning Fast is around the corner. Okay, as the dust settles, it's 3 versus 2. Durian is only aware of the positioning of Russ here, not Lightning Fast, who is inside this smoke. It's going to be the double contact. There it is.
Player
It's all
standing.
going to be up and down to how quickly he can actually get that transfer, which is not really too
One
hot.
enemy
That
remaining.
paranoia does nothing against Russ. It's a 1 versus 1. Scary's been a clutch master, but Russ can do something extraordinary, and that is to be the IGL and savior of Global. It's the calls, man. It's the smart use of utility too, because there would be a world where he didn't get the A push, and they could still do that B play straight up. But yeah, the woe was very much granted as Russ is down. The hero of that last round down to 15 here.
Always playing around the rhythm and timing of things, right? In previous rounds, we had Polvi just diving right straight on A ramps. This time around, they're going along with a team, and Bleed kind of playing along with that, trying to get a feel for this dance, and this time getting a better grasp of it. Benkai still, though, however, lurking all around. The rest of that global squad
Tripwire destroyed.
looking to make something happen towards B. They got the utility for it. As long as they can block off Heaven.
Quick little TPs there from, oh, that's a big flash. Egoist, does he go against it? The push out, and it's just too clean for Global. No sweat in that one. I like how, again, Lightning Fast is using himself as a human recon dart where he just keeps TPing in positions for his teammates to feed off of, but Benkai also solid on these lurks, and Bleed left to really just scratch their heads. Ouch. Yay, down to 1.
No.
El Diablo is down to El Uno.
No way you clutch this at 1 HP.
No, of course not. I mean, that's crazy, guy.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
But absolutely right. I mean,
Stab, 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 stab. Ah. Yeah, was looking.
secure the round win. Why not?
They're creating plays, sure enough, but Global's just, yeah, we'll just play our own game, keep pushing forward. We still have Polvi, who's been so good at these contact plays, and there it is once again. Durian, okay, there we go. He's got the impact play. Neural Theft slows it down a little bit further. Blaze King now calling the rotation. Hold on, lightning fast. He's got himself that from the shadow, so he can pick it up, the spike. But there is a world where they might break him and not. No, he picks it up. It's pretty easy for him. Anyways, hold heaven. They must. Plan it for heaven, plan it for open, and it's a 3 versus 3 on this retake.
Still do have Egoist up around screens, though. Trying to make their way through. But what it comes down to is how well they can really break apart this heaven hold. Darian out through. Ooh, punches him.
Yeah, Egos was waiting for a better angle there if he can. Benkai through the smoke as well. Lightning Fast coming here too. Paranoia coming out, but does not dissuade Scary, and Egoist is not in a good spot, but he doesn't need to be. Excuse me, Egoist with the ego peaks, the ego kills. And he saves it once again for Bleed. Bro painted a picture on that A window, man. And it was a great picture. It was a picture of them winning that round.
Picture of 2 bodies on the ground.
Oh, yeah. Durian so close to... Oh! He's hiding in the corner. He's been spotted, and that's going to be him down and dusted. Yay, holding the angle here. Pushes out with the snake bite, but gets caught in the collateral of things, even hiding inside the smoke. Seeker's been activated here by the defenders, but it's so early that the Seekers won't really threaten the control and rotation capabilities of Global Esports. Egoist now coming in through B Heaven. He's been such a stalwart of Vanguard. But these tags, man, he's been put in a position where he has to do so much, and he might not be able to do anything at all.
Yeah, great ways to check, too, from the likes of
Smokes
Russ.
Only good for 1, though.
Still good reactions nonetheless, but yeah, you're absolutely right. Global Esports having the numbers now, they get to push in, they got the site. It's just a near impossible retake. The rest of the Bleed members aren't even really moving. So, seems like it's going to be a save.
Yeah.
And it just came down to a bit of guesswork. Unfortunately for Bleed, doesn't quite work out. Global Esports, on the other hand, again, you think about how they take down this mid. It's worked out so great.
And I think you gotta put into perspective, I think, how slow Ye has been to assist his teammates, right? Because whenever he's on a non-duelist, it just feels like he's just a step behind. Like, I was wondering why Durian was holding for such a long time onto Mail, and you see a few seconds later that Ye's there. So it's at some point you're thinking, was Durian supposed to get any form of support?
Now, if as long as you crack the code, you got the right executes. Definitely could come up with more rounds, but definitely doesn't feel good. When your coach is just not even like happy with you.
Oh yeah.
So you would want to have like more faith, more spirits up. Darren with the showstopper, definitely a possible turnaround.
Yeah, Scary's on that first contact too, so Darion wants to get up close and personal. When Scary gets that whiff of anyone trying to get this B main control, they might even use the showstopper, but it's not even needed as he gets that double spray down beautifully executed. They're gonna push him up, and Polvi just pulverizes the opposition. Scary holds on, gets the 3K, pushes back Blaze King. No more flashes for him. Does have a wingman. Can use it to push forward, but he waits patiently as Benkai comes in with the double up, and Ye's right here in the corner, helping out Scary with this Judge 2 in hand. Wow. Oh, that was a risk. That was a risk! He didn't even second guess if he should break the wingman. He just tanked it everything and hoped that his Judge would be good enough in that close quarters. And this might all be just all for naught. The tag as well, and Crazy Guy, he disabled for a couple of seconds, and they've allowed Global to plant the spike in a very safe manner. And we're not even just yet. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Crazy Guy's pushing up. And what just happened, Quack?
Just Global Esports feeling that confidence today. I mean, of course, Egoist with nothing but a classic. We're expecting him to clutch back up. He did it before. Knows
bullets.
exactly where Ben is.
Oh my god! 4 bullets! A classic to start things in a 2 versus 1. Gets the kill. Has to use the North F, sure. But Bleed to squeeze one more round in before we end half.
There we have it. They got calls to push out on the defense. Bleed, they have to be ready. Look at mid.
What a stack here, as you mentioned, on mid too. Any push-outs on Rafters, a Paranoia will be soon to follow, but did Durian get get hit at all? Excuse me for the loss of words. The reposition so that the Aftershock does not engulf him. Nade is available, throws it out of the corner, and that is a great separation of utility here for Bleed. You see Global trying to push through, and they get separated again because of the snake bite, again because of that paint shells, but trades come in aplenty. We've equalized the numbers. There's going to be the plant on the spike here for Bleed, but Global have heaven and screen control. But Durian is putting the effort, is putting this game into his own hands. He's already gotten 3K. If he can do more, maybe even an ace.
Oh, the cam says everything.
He has another nade.
Darius in a prime position to pick this up. Gets further info. Just sees one, right? So he knows where the other is.
I mean, they're taking a very long time to get close into things. Blaze King can get the trade on Egoist, but...
So what, you need it to sometimes, or the timing of it as your opponents move out. It's
That's
a little bit
big nade.
unfortunate.
Does get the trade on Yay. This is just, again, a pistol here for Global, too. If they push up, Russ has a stun, so maybe that's going to be something to utilize right now, which it actually is working out fairly well for Global Esports. They've got the numbers advantage already. They're already looking right behind him because they are aware that Blaze King can pick up a weapon, which he already has, and they're not even looking at this. Bleed are so lost. The Thrifty is so solid for the South Asian team, but now it's all left again in the hands of Egoist, and he doesn't even have the spike in his inventory. Womp womp.
Still, though, want to be careful about it. You got 2 classics. Can't lose any advantage that you have.
Breach.
Round's not over.
Oh my gosh, he even get the 180, but Benkai's just too quick, you know. Where is that nade coming from?
Very cheerful guy, but right now, Nade just going in for a bit of that garage control. Picks up the orb. Pulvi denying these ultimates away from Darian. Do you want to like go back around ramp to pick that one up? Probably, maybe not so much.
Yeah, you can even see like there's a double stack from Global here. If they actually go through A main and they just pop shots directly where the spike or the orb is, right?
Yeah.
Global Esports is hard reading this. Smoke placed right in front of them.
And right, like good enough damage from like both Blaze King from the last round that now economy is a bit of an issue for Bleed. So the executes have to be very, very careful, but at the same time, because Global Esports are recognizing this, they're being careful themselves. They want to secure this round.
They might just try to go straight for that B site. The wall's been dropped down already. Lightning Fast has put up his smoke 3 times on B main. And Bleed's is counting, maybe this is a blessing for them.
Straight through now. Oh,
I mean, it's not a wall, dude.
great timing on the spam.
He can shoot through the smoke. He has a teammate right beside him that can help him out. And Lightning Fast, like a Viper, coiled, he strikes. Egoist does get the rush down. 12 seconds. Can he plant the spike? Scary put in such an unfavorable spot.
Oh, Russ.
Yes, just go in and plant it. And he can. Aye.
I can't believe that's enough damage.
And Bleed have already used up all of their timeouts, so there's no more breathing space.
It comes down to Crazy Guy. Like, can you really read your opponents well enough without your coach, and can you call the entire team to adapt well enough to this? Of course, they are attacking, so it's not the easiest feat. Darren does have a showstopper, but this round, not the one that you really want to commit unless you pick up more. Egoist. Benkai being careful.
Yeah, doesn't want to overstep his bounds as he's the only one holding that A side for him by himself for the moment. Durian is just quickly charging in, finds Benkai, uses the nade to delay things a bit further. Does he pick up the weapon? That's the question.
Yeah, I think he
planted.
does.
He does. And gets
Passes
out.
it on over.
And gets out without being traded too, which is perfect. Like you mentioned, passes it on over.
There.
That was a huge, huge pickup right now for Bleed. Alert coming again from none other than the man himself, Egoist. Paranoia has been thrown out. Here's the bombardment from the rest of Global. Lightning Fast gets one. Blaze King comes into the corner here. There's too much for him to handle,
Whoa.
but he is
Thrifty.
perfectly juggling the aggression up until the point. Oh, wow. There is a world where Durian can get a pick on Pulvi, and that world is now. That world is here. We're living in that multiverse, ladies and gentlemen. Durian does not come into the fight here. Just Lightning Fast is into the corner, but a quick flick and a quick shot does get that one-for-one trade. Blaze King now just frantically shooting through B main here, as Bleed have gotten themselves that numbers advantage. Don't really need to overpush right now, Quack. They still have Egoist holding the lurk once again on A main. He can start calling in his teammates all the way around here. They're not really afraid of that mid call. Actually, no, there is a ping there. But once they start clearing it up, they should be feeling a lot more confident to start pushing it onto A, which, lo and behold, does not have any Cypher traps.
Precisely the rotations that Bleed needs. Gives them the A site. However, take a look at what Global Esports has in their inventory. I feel like this Thrasher that Blaze King has, along with the Wingman, not to mention Russ's full kit, might be useful for a retake. So as soon as they confirm that the site hit goes towards A, now just setting up for it, Russ needing to kind of stay alive or at least pick up a frag, but unfortunately does not go his way. 2-on-4 now, nah.
Yeah.
I think you gotta save.
Just looking at the creds for Global Esports, don't really have anything to buy back into that next round, so Bleed Esports live to fight for another day. And the formula from what it looks like, Quack, is two things. Egoist staying alive to threaten the lurk, and Durian just having to get good and beat out Pulvi's game.
Having to get good and beat up.
It's literally just that.
True,
Pulvi
he did
has,
do that in this round.
Yeah, exactly, right? Pulvi's been such a thorn on Bleed's side for a very long time. There's no answer to him. So what it seems to be Bleed's answer is Durian.
Quick double, and then Ye turns the entire round around on its head.
I just love how that's the reaction for Global here, right? One mistake, one slip up is all it takes for you to really get punished by it. Crazy Guy is nursing an operator right now on attack. Durian spots it. He gets one. That wall saves him. And Russ, trying to get any form of contact, any form of trade, gets denied, and himself in the process as well. Benkai gets a couple of kills, but he can't do what he did in that last round, leaving Pulvi in a 1 versus 4 with an operator in hand. You know it's not going to happen, so he just backs away smartly. Take the 10-11 already. Global still has a lot more plays to do, and just use this time to talk about it once more.
Yeah, why not? But as it comes down to it, this match down to a knife's edge, Bleed slowly clawing their way back in. This still could become Bleed's game. This still could be an elimination match for either of these teams. Bleed showing that they definitely still have what it takes. Darren with the showstopper, able to be the catalyst for the team.
I love how you mentioned that, because these two, they know how important kickoff is. Right?
Masters Madrid.
Masters Madrid, and I mean, anyone who...
Of course, back into it. Darien and Egoist. You can feel their impact in the server as they pick up more frags. Off to the next round, though, without the ultimates, can't go in just as fast. Taking
Fair
a bit of
enough.
a breather. Yeah, I think they're just trying to find some kind of a path, some kind of a route into the site.
And the route could be A. They're leaving Egoist to play on that A main. But I mean, there's still so many pathings, right? As long as you can get that mid, you can obviously transition to B main, mail into A heaven. But They got to make something happen now. I think they're using up a couple more extra seconds just to see if there's any over pushing.
Yeah, check
from
B.
from Global Esports.
If there's something around this
Oh, there's
area
the jump
of
spot.
heaven, yeah, then they might be able to play around. So both lurks actually very important that they stay alive, whether it's Egoist or Ye.
Okay, the biggest person that needs to stay alive from Bleed here has got to be Scary. Because first things first, they've dropped the spike, and they need to pick it up somewhat. Okay, they're still beaming control right now. Durion's coming into the corner here. Blaze King is right in front of him. Trigger Discipline could provide some dividends, which it does. And Blaze King is holding on. This is going really, really bad for Bleed as they get unraveled. They took too long. And again, Spike's gonna have to be brought into that A site.
Spike down.
But everybody's taking corners, checking angles, and it's all down once again to Egoist. This time, he's by himself. Right in front of him is Polvi, and Polvi jettisons.
They had so much, but then towards the end, just one guy was the difference.
It's just that one misstep, that one not checking of a corner, and everything just goes down the drain, right? I mean, you're talking about it. We're looking at it. Durion, is he just gonna push this? This could actually just be them losing their lives, but he somehow manages to find Benkai. They destroy the tripwires here, and Bleed strikes back.
Okay.
It's not yet over. It's a 4 versus 3, sure, but you can never count out Global Esports, so Bleed has still got to grind the 2 rounds into overtime for them to even have a chance.
They've taken out Blaze King. Up next is going to be Polvi, looking to dive straight onto site, perhaps from heaven, but denied by Darien.
One enemy remaining.
There's one more. That's going to be Russ. IGL, captain, my captain. Can you lead me into the promised land? Let's drop down on Hell here. They know where he is. The reposition, but he's good for the first. Could be good for the second. Crazy guy. If he overheats, that's an opportunity for Russ to get into the site.
Kind of throws Benkai off, and it gives them so much more space on the site. Can they do the same thing again? This time, not really smoking things off. It's just Ben with the Cyber Cage up, Blaze King trying to go back in.
Tripwire not found. That could be Durion's life already done, which somehow, miraculously, it doesn't. Polvi gets immediately traded in the back of the site. Benkai's still here. Pushes up. He converts, and Benkai is the hero, leaving it all down to Scary. 3 versus 1. Neural Theft activated. Oh, this is going horribly wrong for Bleed. And Scary, he's done miraculous things during Ascension Pacific. Can he do it now? Global Esports close to eliminating their opponent. Scary's giving away his location here. He's got a shot at step.
It is scary.
10 seconds for the smoke too. Paranoia. There's the swing out, and Benkai for the 4K and the winning